Mi Bava Kama, da Flamet Gimel. So, fact in the Heilige Perek. How goes late to my son Cave? Lemson steals wood and turns them into the chairs. Tzemer steals wool of a soy begotten, turns into a suit. Mishang Shasik Zela. Since he's kainet, Bishinoi, he pays what it was Kashasik Zela. Gaz al Parmu Beres, he stole a pregnant parviol and gave birth to Rachel, and he stole a Rachel that had lots of wool on it. The Gaz, and he's sure of the wool. Mishang de May Para. Muberes leiled udmei rochel tonally gazes. So he pays more udmei par whatever par would have been worth an as expecting, as an expecting part of it worth, and what is a sheep full of wool? What's that worth? Guzzle part of it ibra it's like the oldest. Let's say he steals a part, it becomes pregnant by him and it gives birth. For Rachel when Itana Imav and it goes as Mishamuk Shas Exel, so he has to give it back a Shas Exel in both these cases. So that clouds the roll call goes on Mishamuk Shas Exel, Gazlon and pay back Shas Exel. More is going to actually address this point. Going to some sheet is it's only Gazlon, not as opposed to Ganov. Yeah, guys, let's my son Caleb Chules. Fragt Gemara understand. Hachat ma libun kishinoi. Over here you tell me that libun is a shinoi. And Vachat Ma in Lugashina, but here now Mishnah is telling me Liban is not a Shinoi. And why do I say that Liban is not a Shinoi? Because you noticed in the Mishnah it says that if he stole a wool and he turned it into a suit. Why do I have to go so far and say that he turned it into begotten? Just say that he was malabin it. So obviously it must be that you hold that Liban is not a Shinoi. So after the Gemara, hein the tema libun kishinoi bad special. So it's safe when he combed it, and that's how he bleached it. Then it's a shina taka. Hein the tema ein libun kishina. Where do we say libun is not a shina? V'shinichu k'moshehu, where all he did was just malabin it. So that's not considered to be a shina. So the Gemara, Metzina libun loy tzayfim. Shemi is safe. So Matzina Lam said Matzina Liban Blood Saif, and we can find someone can bleach it without combing it. But Shemi Yesh Saif and Libun, is there such a thing as combing it without Libun? And again, in Chazak Kashul L'Tuchta, because he's still the question is, so if that's the case, right? Since you can't have a Saif and Libun, why do you have to come onto the case? According to Raful, at least, why do you have to come onto the case and say turned it into a beggar? Forget about making a beggar. Just say it was Menapitz and finished. So Rabbi Yudin actually kalu shekilu begazlan shesham kshasik zeitla. That in midiraisa you need a big shinoi. So turning into a suit, midiraisa is a shinoi. Therefore he's koinet b'shinoi, and he pays kshasik zeitla. However, a menapitz being menapitz the suit that is it's a minor shina. A minor shina is not koinet midiraisa. And now Mishnah was trying to teach you a shina deraisa. Gazal sholach, if he steals sholach is a leather that's not, has been processed yet. So gazal sholach libnoi is lamemer b'shosa tzayfim. Obviously, it can't be talking about a case where he combed it. You don't comb leather in order to bleach it. The Gemara, you're right again. Oid kalhu shekilu gazlan sheyeh yishalim kishas hagzela. And over here also, and we'll see this, the same thing by the Morish in a second, that we make on him to pay kshas hagzela. And what's the case of Marish? Gazel Marish Ubonai Bibira. So what's it? He steals a beam and he sticks it into his builds a whole house around the beam. Mishamar, I mean, no choice. He kakel kolabira, the cool, he gotta destroy the whole house. We done give him back the beam. So let me know. Eaton loy dama. If you give him the value of the beam. Why? I'm playing to kind of show him. Otherwise people are not going to want to give things back. So same thing over here. By a minor shinoi, we say, okay, since it's only a minor shinoi, so just give him back Yemoi Shehi. And that would apply for the leather, and that would apply for the niputs, the niputs as well in the Mishnah. No, that we didn't have in the Mishnah. Okay. Yor l'chaver, what about the case a guy goes down to the abandoned house, so Barney builds it. Shalai b'rishus without permission from the Balabais. Shamalai v'yad. So we estimate what the GC would have spent building it, and yad so im hayiseira im hayitzi yisrael shvach. So he takes the shvach, and if the shvach is yisrael he takes the yitzir. Bani Rishus, Shaman Love however, if you have permission, so then we estimate whatever the GC spent, and he has the upper hand, so he takes the more value out of it. Bikish little avon of eight of, let's say he says, listen, I don't want to be the Alatachtain, the GC says, no, so let me take back my wood and my stones. Ain't Shemuel, we don't listen to him. Levi, why we say in Shemuel, if he wants to take back his bricks, Shemishu Yisrael, when it's to be settled with houses. Rav Nachman Yitzchak Shoal, he had a question like this: Ilu misha nichnas l'chuvasa shel chaveru pirik chavilas l'sha ubigish litloi shemen shemeloi. A guy walks into a chuv, he sees an abandoned house, he goes down there, he unloads his knapsack. What do you tell the guy? No, you can't take your knapsack back. So over here, why don't we allow him to take back his bricks? So Kivin the Shama Demar, once Rav Nachman heard what Rabbi Yaakov Acha said, Mishum Yusha Eitz Yisrael, Amra Ha Amir, like we had yesterday, that this heißt gesagt. In other words, that now I understand why we don't allow him to take back his bricks, because it's not the same as an knapsack. Elabanim, what about in the case Elabanim welcome Shane Roy Livnois? Let's say he built a GC. When he built in a place where it is not right to build, or not to Makan Shane Roy Litau, he planted in a place where it's not going to go. Rabba Mashaman loy elishmarim olov likonis lisham b'mois achamo or b'mois akshamin. So shaman loy. So we estimate how much, right, that the cost would be to build for this GC who built without permission, and then we're marim according to Rav and there's a bunch of different shatim here. According to Rav it means that we're marim to the owner to go into the house, and once he shows that it's nichale, that he has the house, then it becomes that the GC's yadai al yoina. So afraid you understand, Amru, Amaloi, Hatanisa, Shamalov Yad of the time. We just had the case a minute ago where he went and he built the house, right, in the first case, and we said Shamaloi to the contractor, but Yad al Tataina. So why would that not be the case over here also in this case where it's he was bond of a Mokum Shein Livnis? And that's what the Gemara ends off with. Okay, Amr Abzeira do Amra. We're going back on the Mishnah. It says so it says Rachel Tuna v'goizes or Mishamla de Rachel Tuna li gazes, right? So he has to pay back, right? So if he stole a Rachel that was laden with wool and he shore off the wool, so he has to pay him back whatever it would have been worth with the wool. So I'm going to say, you have to, if he stole a fat animal and he put it on a diet, he has to pay back a fat animal. Let's say it was vice versa. He stole a skinny animal, he fattened it up, he pays it back the way it is, the fat one. He doesn't have to pay him back like it was worth when it was skinny. You know, it was less money. Why? And we see this because of the case in the Mishnah. We said over there that if, let's say, he stole an animal and became pregnant by him, and it gave birth, so he pays it back the way it is. Smashmos is because it gave birth, he pays back just the animal the way it was. At the time, Hom loy ibra et slevi olda, sham kshas exela. But let's say it would not have given birth. Don't let the wording fool you over here. It means don't let that it didn't give birth. You would pay back the way it is with the fetus. So the same thing would apply over here. If it's a gazel khush v'shmina, you pay back the shmina. Man Tanisa, who learned this cloud? Rabbi Yaakov. The Tony Zel Klaus Rabbi Yaakov. Emekol Zel She Kaemis Be'enevel and Nishtanis Mibriyasa. Anything was stolen and still remains. It didn't. It fundamentally it's the same. So over here too. So he stole an animal and he fattened it up. Too bad. He can't just say, I'll pay you back a skinny animal. Too bad. You have to pay back the fat animal. V'aganav la'olam misham k'shas ha'gneva kefil. And here the ganav pays, when he pays, again, the different pshatim over here, we're going with the girsa here in the Shina M'schois, that when it comes time to cheshbon, now you can also, the ganav, you can say, doesn't have, like the gazlan is the one who can say Haresh Fanecha, but not a ganav. That's according to some pshat, and according to the pshat that I was learning with over here. It's v'aganav misham k'shas neva kefil, that with enechanami the keren he can say Haresh Fanecha, but the kefil he has to pay back k'shas hagneva. So let's say he stole chametz and it was over Pesach, so he can say Haresh Fanecha as regards to the keren. But for the kefil, he has to pay back the full value of the chametz of what it was worth before Pesach. Zok the Mishnah Halacha Beis. Goes al behema v'skin. He stole an animal, got old. Avodim Iskin, who is still Avodim, and they got all Misham Shasik Zela. Yes, big Shasik Zela. When the value of a young Avad or young Behema. Reb Meir, no. Yom Eloi Bavodim Mishal Avanecha. By Avodim, I agree with you. By Behema, by Avodim, because they're like Karka. Karka can't be stolen. Therefore, we can say Mishal Avanecha. So the Gemara goes Behema Viskino. Rav Huna Mibish goes Leigel Vanasa Shor. Where do you say Kishas Zela? That's when he stole an egel, and now it's a different breed. It's a shar. Avogazos shar. But if he stole a shar v'hiskin, now he's returning an old shar. I'm a little too bad. Rishal chafanecha. Shmuel lama afilu gazel egel v'nasa shar. I'm a rishal chafanecha. It's not a different barrier. Turner of kind of afilu gazel egel v'nasa shar, or ganav I should say. Afilu ganav egel v'nasa shar. He pays Nenechanami, in other words, for the Karen itself, Gazel Egel Vanasa Shar, he can pay back a Shar. But like we said on Amid Aleph with the Kefil, right, by the Geneva with the Kefil, that he has to pay back Shas HaGeneva, so too over here, when it comes time to pay Dalva, he has to pay back his Shas HaGeneva. And he has to pay an egel. Amar avoid Shmuel bar Ami b'shem Rabbi Yehuda Locha Kereb made that by avodim, since avodim are hookish likakos, they have a din of karka, therefore they can't be stolen. And I'm a lawyer Rish Lacha Lefanecha.